Mad Max coming to you live from Closeout Bats, and today I am talking about Warstic BBCOR baseball bats for 2020. And right here, I have the Warstic Bonesaber. So Warstick, who is a brand, a bat manufacturer who is out of Texas, they got their start in wood bats. So we've heard that story before from some other manufacturers getting their start with wood bats, having success. So that's why obviously you give anybody a shot, and we have seen early on success with Warstick. So getting their start with wood bats, they started doing some wood bats, have some pro players behind it. Ian Kinsler's on board, musician Jack White is on board, Ben Jenkins is on board. So they've got some guys behind it for a cool kind of new brand, cool logo to it with kind of the two stripes. Very simplistic look, but definitely a look that aesthetically looks pleasing. So from a look standpoint, check that box off right there. From a performance standpoint, I've seen it firsthand. The performance is there. You check that box off. Then we get down to the kind of the meat and potatoes of this bat, where we're going to talk about kind of some technology and how this bat's a little bit different than some of the other bats out there in its space. So in a very competitive market in BBCOR, which is the high school and college standard, as well as if you play 60-90 on that, 7th and 8th grade level, you use a BBCOR approved bat, which you'll see will have that BBCOR certification to it right there. So what makes this bat a little bit different is one-piece aluminum bat, but very well balanced, modeled after a wood bat, probably the most famous turn model of all time, called that 271. So if we know anything about wood bats, we know 271. Our brain is trained to know that that is a well-balanced wood bat, the most popular wood bat out there. So modeled after a 271, loud as anything coming off the bat. From weight distribution, they will call this their speed loaded. They'll have a power loaded, they'll have speed loaded as well. So speed loaded, we know this is for bat speed. This bat also will have kind of a different taper to it, more of a wood bat taper to it, and definitely have a different type of grip to it as well, called the tusk grip to it. A cool looking bat too. It will be called the Bonesaber, and the name kind of speaks for itself as far as the colorway goes, because cool fact about this bat, this is the closest bat to a white barrel BBCOR baseball bat that you will be allowed to use for college. So college about, I think 2 years ago, maybe 3, let's say, banned white BBCOR baseball bats, although some manufacturers still kind of kept up with the white BBCOR baseball bats for the next year. But right now you don't see anything that will have that white barrel BBCOR to it, because you don't want any confusion using it for high school, using it for college. High school, you could still use a white barrel BBCOR baseball bat, but for college, you need anything but that. So the closest thing to it, the name speaks for it. And difference between this bat, the 2020 and the 21, will be just from a graphic standpoint. This bat says Bonesaber, while the new one says Warstick. So you're saving yourself some money for this limited time going with the 2020. You guys can find it on the Close Bats website, where you could always shop smart and save big bucks.